16 years old, I was in an online community for students, and there was a group called Funeral Doom that I got invited in. And I didn't know much about doom metal at all, and it sounded interesting to me though, and there were some links posted of YouTube, and I clicked on one of the links, and it was Worship with Inside Elegy, and it was the first Funeral Doom song I ever listened to, and it really catched me, even it was a little strange to me because it was very slow, and the whole Doom album of Worship is a little strange with the mix, but I really like the atmosphere and all the dark stuff and the church bell samples and all those things, and it really catched me. I like most about Funeral Doom is the atmosphere. It's so deep atmosphere, and every time I listen to Funeral Doom I feel so equal and understood from the genre and from the music, and the whole atmosphere catches up completely. And it's so different to any other genre because it's so slow and has this big atmosphere, and somehow it worked out for me as my favorite genre. I used to play in a few black metal bands, and I also listened to a lot of black metal when I was 16, and I stopped listening to black metal when I was like 18 years old because I got sick of black metal somehow. I don't know, it didn't work out that good for me, and I realized I'm more into this low-tuned guitars and slow music, and deep vocals, slow vocals, and not into this screamy, freshy blast beat thing. When I was 16 and listened to Pantheist Don't Mourn for the first time, I got really inspired from the song, and I wrote the first Funeral Doom song I ever wrote. It was Day in Black, which is also on the first album of Frowning. And you can still hear the similarity to Don't Mourn in the harmonies. I always tried out any genre I got into. I started with maybe 11 or 12 years to imitate some trance and techno rave thing. Then I got into Linkin Park and tried to imitate guitar tones with a keyboard, and wrote some new metal with keyboards, and later I started learning guitar, and I also tried some metal thing on the guitar. And when I was 16 I started recording really easy riffs, so I also had the chance with the slowness of Funeral Doom to record an actual song. My inspiration at first was Evoken, Pantheist, Worship, and also a little bit of the Phony Frenzy. And in 2012 I listened again to this compilation which I found on YouTube when I was 16. And for the first time I discovered Mournful Congregation in the compilation, and I searched for Mournful Congregation on YouTube, and the first song that was shown to me was The Waterless Streams. I clicked on it and I was listening to The Waterless Streams for 4 or 5 days non-stop, from morning till night, only The Waterless Streams, because the song catched me this much, and it's till today my favorite Funeral Doom song ever. The lyrics always has to fit with the music, And of course, the music has to fit with the lyrics. And when you got something like Funeral Doom, something dark and heavy and depressing, you can't write something about like I'm running through a field of flowers in the sunshine and I feel so pretty. It doesn't fit with the music, and that's why we always write some more depressing lyrics. It's always different how I write, you know. It's always different how I write songs. Sometimes I got the riff, sometimes I hear a song and I feel like I want to do something similar in my own style. Sometimes I have maybe an atmosphere or a feeling like I want to do something that sounds like depression or sounds like funeral, whatever, and I try to make it sound what I feel. And it's never that I have a lyrics and then I write the music. It's always the opposite way. I write the music first and then I write the lyrics. I discovered this band called Lethargy of Death, and I listened to the song Death. At the end of the song you have Funeral March by Chopin, and I thought it would be great to have a whole Funeral Doom version of the complete song. And I have a musical project with my father. He's a church musician, and we do like a fusion of drums and church organ. And within our concerts we had the song Funeral March by Chopin, and we started recording a CD and also had the song on it. So I took the organ samples and put them into an arrangement, and then I started recording the guitars and bass, and then I did the drums and put the church bell samples in. So finally had a full version of Funeral March by Chopin in Funeral Doom. I always wanted to do cover versions of a couple of songs that really inspired me and guide me the way for Funeral Doom and for my band career with Frowning. So there are The Water Streams of Mournful Congregation, there is Quietus of Evoken, and the Threnody of Aphonic Threnody, and also a couple of other bands and other songs. So I did 2 cover versions on the new album, and maybe one day I will do a CD only with cover versions to give those bands credits that inspired me that much. The Threnody was a song that I wanted to cover for a long time. When I first listened to the song I was really flashed, but I also thought it got so much potential for a more doomy, heavier, slower version that I thought I have to do my own style of the song. And I contacted Rick, who's the frontman of Aphonic Threnody, and really liked the idea. And I started working on my cover version of the Threnody in 2015. And it took me 5 years to get my own version of the Threnody the way I wanted. Azuli Dying is the band that brought me into metal, and I started listening to them when I was 14 years old. and I have been a huge fan since then. And the cover of Reflection was my idea because I really liked the idea of doing a cover of a genre or of a song which is in a genre which has nothing to do with Funeral Doom, and do a Funeral Doom version of a groovy and fast song. So also Reflection has a very melancholic atmosphere, and I always wanted to do to take the harmonies and do a more darker version. And so I thought it would be really nice to put it on the new album and give some credit to As I Lay Dying, because they brought me into metal and metal brought me into Funeral Doom. I think Funeral Doom for me means expression of dark atmosphere and dark feelings, but also healing and meditating and feeling understood. On this album I had the best drum sound, and I'm so proud of it because I didn't use samples this time or triggering. Like on Extinct I had trigger and samples on snare and bass drum. And also I tuned the guitars even lower than the last albums. And I'm also really proud of the vocals because I feel like I really improved on vocals. Which is maybe because I started clean singing a lot in the last years, and it also improved on my guttural vocals. And at last, it took me about 4 months to get the mix that I wanted and the sound that I wanted, and I had like 25 or 30 versions of every song on the album. The Adam Neil video was something I was really surprised. I didn't know anything about Adam Neil, and I didn't even know who showed me the video. I think some fans messaged me on Facebook. When I was watching the video I was like, oh wow, okay, am I that famous already that I'm the example for the slowest music on earth? But I'm really thankful because I think it gained me a lot of fans and a lot of promotion. So thanks, Adam Neil. I always had to struggle with other band members. I started a few bands when I was a teenager, and it always failed with other people because I had my own version what I wanted to do, and it was so difficult to get a version of the band and of the songs that satisfies everybody. Even we all like the same genres and the same bands, it looked impossible to me to find band members for a Funeral Doom band, a genre that's barely known. So I thought it would be good to do my own version and do it all by myself.